What's up guys, Mr. Fatslam here. So we're going to be looking at a Squonker today, a mechanical Squonker, and it is a clone. It is from Ontech, it's a copy of the Ontech, and it's called the Icarus clone. So have a look at this, just a plain package, Ontech RD on the front, tells you the colour you get here, nothing else on it at all. So, apart from on the side it tells you Icarus BF Mod. So we'll open this up. Underneath the little foam bit you get your mod. Now that is only the mod we get in this one. I take it does come as a kit as well, since you've got these here, but they're just empty. So put that off to the side, and then we'll bring in the rest of the lovely mod once it stops falling to bits. So yeah, we've got this here, which is supposed to be the mod. If I turn it around to the way it's supposed to be, then it's supposed to look like this. So this is it here. It's made from aluminium. It's got an 8mm bottle inside, and yeah, I'll give you a quick look about it. This one, before I even start the review, I'll tell you, it's super shit. The only reason I'm doing the review is because Paul from Vape Don't Smoke was kind enough to send it over to me. He did another kind of Squonk thing. He did a cheap ass Squonkers week. I think he did 4 videos, I think. 3 or 4 videos, and he did this one and a couple others that he sent me as well. So a huge thank you to him for sending them. I mainly wanted to get them just to see if they were really as bad as what he said, because he had fun with them. Check out his links down below, you can see his videos, especially on this one. It's quite funny. But yeah, this is what it looks like. So you get the orange doors on both sides, you get the orange button here, the orange fire button. On the top you've got your 510, and it's got a little O-ring round here which helps kind of stop leaking out of the bottom between the 510 and your RDA, so that helps. The 510 pin is kind of adjustable. As you screw down you'll see it kind of push down a tiny little bit. That helps as well, but it's not the best 510, we'll get into that soon. But as you can guess with the noise, the doors fall off because they're supposed to be held on by these magnets. So if I turn it around, you'll see that these magnets are supposed to be over here, so they're supposed to get held in with the battery. So we'll get to that in a second, but yeah, that's your doors. Aluminium, they're light, but they feel quite solid as well though. This one comes off as well. The size of the kind of the squonk hole, as you call it, is okay. I mean, it's not the biggest, it's not the smallest, but it's big enough. I mean, I've got fat fingers and it fits in there okay. So take that one off, not that we've got much choice. And you'll see the inside. Now, hopefully if it focuses in okay, you'll see, excuse me, I'm still sniffing away as well because I've got the kind of cold. You'll see it is mechanical, so down here you've got this little plate. So your battery sits there, your positive side, and your negative side touches here. And basically what happens is this makes the circuit. So then once your battery's in, this little plate here hits the positive part of your 510, so that then makes a connection and fires your atomizer. From what I can see, I think it's all just silver plated. I think it's maybe copper that's silver plated, I don't really know. A lot of the other places say it's stainless steel, but I mean, I don't know, it does feel a bit, it's a bit harder than copper I think, but it's not the greatest quality, put it that way anyway. But if I push this out, you'll see this just comes out, and this is your little connector here. So your positive sits here. This did have a kind of, the rest of this material around it, a kind of insulator, but it was all covered, so Paul had to rip it off. But yeah, that's it there. You can see at the top there's some marks from arcing as well, which is not nice. Your button does come out if you want it to. Obviously you can change that about. The button has no insulator on it either, which is quite interesting. Now the button is aluminium as well, I think, so quite interesting that there's not an insulator on it. Your bottle is just held in there as well. You can pull that in and out as well, but basically you put this in and then your bottle kind of holds the weight of that down a tiny little bit. But the bottle itself, I mean, it's not the worst bottle, but it's not the the best bottle either. I mean, it does squonk, as you can see. It comes up no bother. But it's PE, I think, so it is a kind of hard bottle. It's not the best because it does kind of leak a tiny little bit as well, and so does the 510, but it's cheap, so you can't really expect much. So I've got my Samsung 25R here, and what I'll do is pop it in negative up the way, and with this plate you just want to kind of push that in first. The only bad thing about it is you have to hold this L-shaped plate from the back, because as you put your battery in, it kind of pushes that forward, which is a bit of pain in the ass. And then you can get our doors. So there's the magnets, you line them up, and it touches your battery, and then that keeps that one on. And then we'll bring this one, and that touches there. So then you just give it a little squeeze together, make sure it's nice and secure in there, and then you'll see battery. The door rattles like fuck. And then on this side it also does it. So it's really annoying. I mean, every time you even move your hand or finger or anything, it does it. So it's a pain in the ass. What we'll do is, I've got my little Van de Vape Pulse 22, so we'll put that on here. And this is a 0.15 build, I believe it is. We'll put that on there, and you can feel it catch, so that you can see there's a little gap there. You can feel it catch, and then it'll push down further. So what we'll do is, I'll take this off and I'll show you this straight away. Right, the throw on this, once it's all together, if I kind of bring it down a little bit. Oh, shaky camera. So if I bring this down, you'll see the throw, it's a hard push. I think it's because of this bottle. If this bottle was softer, it wouldn't be as hard, but wait till you see the sparking. Right, I'll turn this light off so you get a better view. Right, so look at that arcing. That's insane amount of arcing. I've never seen anything as bad as that. And as I say, that's a 0.15. But yeah, what we'll do is we'll come up for some FaceTime and I'll tell you other kind of stuff about it. Not so much pros and cons, more cons to be honest. So guys, that was a look around the Icarus clone, the Icarus Style BF Mod. As you've seen down the bottom, I could barely talk with it laughing. This mod is just so shit that it was impossible for me to try and keep a straight face with it. Now, over on FreeFA, there's a couple of versions, right? There's the 1.5, which I'm pretty certain this is. There's the normal one, which is just the 1.0. That's supposedly even worse than this one. And there's a kind of resin one, but again, it's supposed to be the exact same. Now, as you've seen down below, I've got the 1.5, the 0.15 kind of fused Clapton build in this, the Van de Vape Pulse 22. So, we'll give it a couple of little toots, which I'm kind of scared of because you've seen all that arcing. So I mean, it does hit nice and hard. But one thing you can notice is, with every single pull of it, you do notice there's a hell of a battery sag, and I think it's because of all that arcing. I mean, one hit can be nice and hard, you take the next one, it's not as hard. You take the next one, it's back to how hard it was at the beginning. It's all over the place because of that arcing in there. I mean, it's super bad. It's just, I've never come across one that arcs so much as this. I mean, it's just scary. Usually at this point I'd do kind of pros and cons and all that stuff, but with this one there's no pros at all, honestly. And I'm not just saying that because it's a clone. As you know, I love clones. I own a lot of clones. I've got the Rogue clones, the kind of single tubes, the Rogue clone, the 1111 clone. I've got quite a few of them. I've got almost all my RDAs are clones as well. But this is one clone I'm glad that I didn't buy with my own money because it's super shit. I mean, a couple of things just. I went over them all down below, but I'll say it again. The doors, they rattle all over the place. I mean, even if I just use my pinky, I'm barely pressing that, and it's all over the place. Same with the back one, but the back one's a bit worse, because every time you squonk, it pushes the door out, and then you take the door off to see what's went wrong, and your bottle is a way over. Now sometimes I have had it auto fired as well, because if that bottle comes out, it unevens the L-shaped plate, and the L-shaped plate can auto fire, so that's even scarier. That's most of the reason why I haven't been using this thing, because there's so many safety features to this. Well, lack of safety features, that it's just so shit. I mean, if you look at it from a distance, the contact is honestly, it's less than a quarter of a fraction of a millimetre away for the firing pin, so it's super dodgy. I mean, I don't like using it. It arcs the most I've ever seen any mechanical squonker arc whatsoever. It's quite scary how much it arcs, to the point where I don't like using it at all. I only thought I'd get it quick for this review, and oh god, I mean the throw as well, it's so hard. The button is just solid. And I think a lot of that is to do with the bottle as well. The bottle, I mean, it's not the hardest, but it's nowhere near soft. I mean, it's really hard. It's like if you go into a shop, you buy a 10ml bottle just now, thanks to the good old TPD. It's as hard as one of those bottles, which is just super shit. I mean, with those ones, you struggle to squeeze them into a dripper, never mind in a Squonk mod. Which is a shame, because I had such high hopes for it. I mean, I kept looking at 3F Vape, and I seen them, and I thought, the way it looks, it would look nice with a black gun on top and a non-strip tip, would set that off fantastic. And so many times, I went to buy one, and then Paul says, well, he's got his review coming, stay tuned for that. So again, all the links to them will be down below. He goes a bit more into detail about it. He did try to take it a bit more serious than me, but I just can't. It's so shit. I mean, I'll leave the links down below for the couple of versions of these that are out, and you can read the reviews for yourself. It's just, it's so shit, it's scary. And I mean, there's people on the internet reviewed these and saying how good they are and all that stuff, but I would never recommend something like this. It's super shit. I mean, door rattle aside, right? The door rattle issues aside, both that pisses me off, but that aside, the arcing, the cheap quality, the cheap fucking insulators and all that stuff, it's scary. Not to mention when you squonk as well, I think that's most of the reason for the arcing. You can see juice kind of seep out of the, but your 510 pushes down when you screw something in, so up at the top there, you see a bit of juice leak down every so often. And a couple of times when your juice leaks down in a squonker and it makes that arc, sometimes it kind of, I don't know, the only word I can describe for it is it kind of welds itself to the 510 pin, which auto fires. And that's happened quite a couple of times as well. So, I mean, it's so dangerous, it's scary. And the fact that even when you squonk and your bottle moves out of alignment, that means your little kind of L-shaped plate here moves about freely, so sometimes that makes its way over and it auto fires as well. So it's so scary that I ain't ever touching it again. I mean, a huge thanks to Paul for sending it over just to let me try it, because I mean, I seen his reviews and I thought, surely it can't be that bad. I mean, there must be some good aspects to it. And he says, well, have a shot. I had a shot and I kind of wish I didn't now. I'm so glad I didn't go out and pay that money for it, because it might be only a couple of quid to some people, but to me that's a lot of money for a clone that's this shit anyway. But that's the best I can do, guys. He sent me over another couple. One is the oil storage box or something, and one is the Phantom clone as well. We'll have a little look at both of them in the next video, because they two are just as bad. I mean, one of them's just a lot worse. So we'll have a look at them in a video. I won't be using them in the video because of that shit, but I'll give you a quick look at them. Probably in the next vlog, maybe. But yeah, stay away from stay away from the Icarus clone. It's super shit. I wouldn't recommend this even to somebody I hated, I'm telling you. But yeah, that's it guys. Thanks Paul for sending it over. Try to kill me. I know what you're trying to do. Try to take my place, it's terrible. But yeah, thanks for watching guys, take care, and I'll see you on the next one.